Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. How's everyone doing? Hi, Angel of Darkness. How are you? I checked out your channel last night. Did I leave you a message? Because I meant to. Nice channel. Nice channel. Very soft-spoken. Very, very enlightening. I see what you're doing, and I love how responsible you're being. So, I like it a lot. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Let me just make sure my, I gotta wait. I like it a lot. So proud of you. Can you hear me, Angel? Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. I love it. I love it. And so I just want to say, keep up the good work, because the more you do your channel, the more inspiring topics will come to you. You're so easy breezy. I love your channel. And good health to everyone. So good morning, Tracy. Good morning, Tracy. Let me tell you something. I'm very late today. And when I'm late, it kind of throws me off a little bit. So everybody go easy on me. Because whenever I'm late, I'm like, I'm thrown off a little bit. But I'm going to make myself happy by showing you guys. I thought I had another washcloth here. By showing you guys what I got in as a present. Hold on. You know what I don't have, guys? I don't have baby hair. Never had it. My oldest sister got all the baby hair for everybody. And Tony just has a totally different grade of hair. Because she could make baby hair, but never was like necessary. I don't have baby hair. Look what I got. Look what I got. How cool is this? An 18-piece cookware. Oh, you guys have no idea how much I needed pots, especially since I have to cook in the Caribbean, right? First of all, there's not enough fast foods, and the restaurants are way too expensive. So you just have to cook here, right? So here's why I got this set. So it's 18-piece, but forget the spoons. You know, everyone has these spoons already, right? I got this set for two reasons. The color red. And is this a pancake or bacon pan? What kind of pan is that? Is that pancake or bacon? Because I hate cooking bacon in this pan. Because the bacon, the edges, never, you know what I mean? Like, they don't cook it the same rate. So I really wanted this. It's the only reason why I got these pots. I really wanted this pan. Now, yeah, that's right. Is that pancake or bacon pan? In any case. Good health, good morning, good health, good morning. Do something kind today. Ooh, look at Sophia giving orders. I agree. Do something kind today. Beautiful, right, Angel? Beautiful. Did everybody see my pans? Did you see my pans? I'm going to show you again, then I'm going to go get my coffee. Look at my pans. Hold on. going to go get coffee. I'll be right back. They are beautiful. But I want you to see why I got the pan. There you go. I got it for this flat piece right here. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Did it either pancake or bacon? Okay, okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you for your help. Either pancake or bacon. That's the only reason why I got that set, right? Now, this was gifted to me by Choice. Choice is one of the people that come on the feed. And I don't know what I was complaining about. And she goes, because the pots that I have belong to my previous landlord, but they weren't pots that, they're Airbnb pots, right? And they're not like, it was like an odd this and odd that. And I said I was going to get pots, and I just never did. And so it's hard to think that you could cook when you don't have the right pots, right? I make soup a lot. And one of the pans that he left me for the soup, I had to throw out. In any case, it's not anything I have to replace with him, by the way, right? Like, he knew he left me, like, pots that were just mismatched, right? That you, like, would buy at the $5 store or something, right? But in any case, one of the soup pots I had to throw out, so I still made soup, but I refused to buy a new pot, because when you buy pots in pieces, it's much more expensive. And I can't stand that. So I spent months, like, not knowing what to do, because you can't buy pots in pieces. It never dawned on me to buy a whole set. So I was saying something about pots, and Choice goes, pick out pots from Amazon. She goes, don't worry about the price. That doesn't make sense to me. I never not worry about price, right? That's what cheap people do. We spend all our time worried about price. So I checked, I went through, went back, went through. It took me like 3 hours. Seriously, don't shop with me. I'm the worst, right? You shop with me, like, take the day off, because I'm the worst, right? And so I shopped, and finally, I sent it to her, right? And she didn't know I was looking for it. And then she goes, I thought you would get blue. And I was like, I went back to find blue because I don't have a mind of my own. I know exactly why I got the red. But when she said blue, I was like, but there was not one single blue that had that pan. And so I had to decide what was most important. What do you want, Tracy? What do you want? And so I decided the pan was the most important thing. And my initial color was the color that I initially wanted. So I went back and chose the color and the bacon pan. I just don't like to make bacon. Do you guys understand the bacon part of it? You make bacon and the tips are not cooked, but the center is heated up. So then you have to squish the bacon together. And then the top of the bacon is up here because it's nice and stiff. So you got to get the ends to cook. It's the most annoying thing. I've never had that type of pan. I feel like I'm like third world country all my life. And I lived in America. The States, I mean. Hi, Tay-Bucks. Thank you, Angel. Right, Cinda, you have that same set? Ah, it works good? Oh my God, I'm so excited. I guess it's because you wanted a pot to make candles. That's why they sent you the pot. No. Okay, so that's how we got into this. Because I use pots to make candles. Ironically, I use copper pots to make my candles, right? So I wanted the extreme opposite. I didn't want to have pots anywhere near. Like, I didn't want to make candles and accidentally cook pots in my candle pot. Do you know what I mean? Because I would do that. I promise you. I'd be like, oh my God, I'm making soup and this is my candle pot. And I got to throw the whole thing out. Like, I'm so disappointed in myself. Can I tell you what happened to me? You guys don't know. The ditz is real inside of me. So, separate my candle pots from my regular pots. My candle pots, oh God, used to be black, but so was my regular pots. Am I saying it right? So I decided to separate my candle pots by putting them in the stove. And my regular pots went under the cabinet. Except one day, I forgot that the candle pots were in the stove. And I was cooking something where you needed to heat up the stove at 400 degrees. So I heat up the stove and I'm just a cooking, right? I'm a chopping, I'm a swirling, I'm a this and that and cleaning. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing, except I left the pots in the stove. Whole thing caught on fire. Big fire. I had to use 2 fire extinguishers. 2. I didn't even tell my landlord. I didn't even tell him. So then the house had a fire extinguisher, right? A small one. Spent everything up. So outside, every apartment complex has a fire extinguisher. I've never had to break the glass on that goddamn fire extinguisher. I had to break the glass, use their fire extinguisher. It was a mess. It was a mess. Couldn't eat no more. And it's not like I can order takeout. You can't order takeout. The house smells burnt. There's foam all over my stove. I got to clean that shit up. It was terrible. Terrible. So then everybody noticed that the fire extinguisher was gone. Because now I don't even tell management. I'm like, fuck it. I'm not telling anybody. So they go, oh my goodness, the fire extinguisher's gone. I don't know what happened. everybody. And I was like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. Do I tell them? I almost burned the complex down. What do I do? But finally, I heard them talking. I opened up my door and I was like, hey, hey. So I have the fire extinguisher. It's right here. I was like, I was going to bring it to you, but as it turns out, I'm unwell. I don't believe it's COVID, but I didn't want to give you the fire extinguisher for a couple of days so that I could Lysol it down before I gave it to you. And they were like, oh, no problem. Leave it right there. I am a fuck up, people. I'm a straight up fuck up. You want to fuck with me? Go ahead. Straight up fuck up. I'm telling you, you can't see why I've lost every single job? You can't tell? I'm telling you. Oops, language, Tracy. Wait, language. Oh, lucky. Let me tell you something. A very small fire extinguisher, you'll never know why it could save your life. Seriously. Yeah, I have a fire alarm. Nothing. I have a working fire alarm. Nothing. Nothing went off. In my other apartment, I couldn't stop the fire alarm from going off. Here, nothing. It was a real fire. In my other apartment, California, you light candles. This one, real fire. Nothing. Oh my God. Oh my God. So annoyed. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Sorry, the volume was low. Ignore. Oh, no, it's okay. I understand. Some young, I believe the person was young, who knows. She's like, oh, I just want to tell you, you need a volume, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, I know. Only when I'm in here. I have one, I purchased from Home Depot. I think fire extinguishers are good housewarming gifts. Atia, yes. CW, exactly. My fire alarm goes off if I smoke a blunt. Exactly. Exactly. This one, the Caribbeans, no, nothing. Real fire. In my other place, the fire alarm was so sensitive, I used to have to take a pillow and wave at the fire alarm to get it to stop. But it would, you know how they put it so high up? This one is at eye level. Nothing. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. Maybe it wasn't high enough because smoke goes up. Hmm. Good morning, Tracy and the Mystical Misfits. Where are you? Hi, Val. What's this NW that? Oh, the blunt. What? Your fire alarm went off when it got over 95 this summer? I was like, wait a minute. Is this house this hot? Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Tanisha, I saw you, but then I lost you. Oh, there you go. Yay. So, guys, we have a tropical depression that's going to keep me housebound. It won't be here till tonight. It's not going to hit the Caribbean, but it definitely is going to hit Puerto Rico. But it's not going to have a direct impact on Puerto Rico. For the Florida and most of the Caribbean is going to have a lot of rain through Monday. So I'm going to get out the house to buy some things, and then I'm going to come back and be housebound for the weekend. Angel says, good morning, Val. Oh, I'm sweating. Good morning, Val. Hey, Bucks, everybody likes your statement. So we got Friday here, right? Isn't it nice to have Friday here? Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Oh my God. By the way, guys, I'm thinking about giving up Facebook because they're kind of like firing me anyway. Something about a two-point authentication they want us to use. I'm really tired of Facebook telling me what to do. Stop telling me what to do, Facebook. I don't like it. So I refuse to do the two-person authentication. I don't know what it is. I just don't want to do it. So I'm not going to do it. Val says, good morning, light over darkness, angel. Hello, Ryan. All right. I didn't do my job today, so let me look up. Hey, you know what I want? Hey, you know what I want? I got to speak it in existence. I want for this uh, wellness event that I'm going to plan, I want it to be a reality show. Not like reality, but I want it filmed. That's what I want. And I put it out there so that I say it out loud. First, I was thinking it, right? Remember, this is the process. If you think it, you can have it. You think it first, then you speak it, and then you try to find ways to make it happen. The wellness event will happen, but I kind of want it to be filmed. I want people to see how you could be well and have fun, right? I don't want people to be all serious. Like, namaste. Namaste. We are serious people in the wellness world. Namaste. I don't want that, right? I want to have fun. And I want to have fun. Yeah. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think? I want to have fun. That's what we're going to do. We're not going to be serious. We're going to have a wellness event that's going to be fun and filmed. That's my dream. What do you think? Have you considered a Patreon for membership? Lots of creators are doing that. Yeah, I do have a Patreon. I just never know what to. I know they're all doing it. I just never know what to do. So I do have a Patreon. I just never use it. Um, you know what I did notice though? Get ready, folks. IG folks are making their IGs membership only. Tanisha, you're feeling it, right? That process filmed on which platform? Oh, no. No. I don't know if I would put it on a platform necessarily. I just want it filmed. I think if I were to put it on a platform, I would put it on a streaming network. But I'm not processing that far at all. I'm just saying I want it filmed. I don't know where it might go after that. I'm not even there, except it's a good concept to film. Like, I'm not saying I want it filmed on YouTube. I could film it on YouTube. Hmm. Hmm. Is that what you're saying? Like membership only to film and show it, Val, on Patreon? I could do that. Or I could go big. I could go big and sell it to any of the streaming networks. I go real big. Let me tell you something. Having something on a streaming network is like having it on YouTube. It pays nothing. I promise you. The streaming networks, they have worked around it, but I don't know if I would care about the money. I would care about people wanting to see how wellness can be fun. Maybe I'll draft a proposal and send it to someone. What? Oh, yes, I did think about having a network, but it was so expensive. It was it was $100 a week to have my own network, and the production of it was so difficult to maintain. Like the system that they had set up, it was just a nightmare. I didn't like it. I didn't like spending $100 a week. I didn't know what I was doing. They didn't know what they were doing. So it didn't work for me. But I could go back to them because they were associated with Hulu. No, they were associated with Roku. Roku. Lord knows you made me throw my thoughts how a healer or metaphysical should look, right? Really? Oh, girl. Really? Lord knows you made you, okay. Lord knows you may throw out my thoughts on how a healer or metaphysical person should look. You made it easier for me to flow in my form of the metaphysical world. Yes, you are metaphysical by showing up. You are metaphysical by being born, right? Remember, we're talking about 2019 versus today, right? Anything prior to today, 2019, there was an idealized look of everything, what an accountant should look like, what a this should look like, what a that should look like. And I remember thinking, remember, I grew up in a world of suits and ties, right? And then I grew up in a world, little things kept changing. I grew up in a world of suits and ties and mostly dresses to work. It was an unconscious thing, but it was still there. Mostly dresses, not a pantsuit, right? And then I saw casual Fridays come along, right? And then I saw women not wearing heels to work, but wearing sneakers and socks to work and then changing. Like, y'all think, like, you had to have been there to understand why all of this is meaningful, right? And then advance to the tech world coming along, and those guys never wore clothes, right? There was no such thing as shirt and ties in the tech world, right? And then, because I remember when I used to be in the banking industry when I was younger, blah blah blah, and there was these suits called Larry Levine suits for women. Everyone had Larry Levine suits. They were uncomfortable. They weren't made for women. You think that they weren't. Is there still such a thing as Larry Levine suits? He made a mint. Hold on a second. 5 things you need to know. Today's the 16th. Okay, let me get this out the way. Hold on. Larry Levine. suits. Oh, and then they went to Larry Levine petite suits. I remember that. For short people. Oh, it's still at Macy's? Ugh. I would never wear a Larry Levine suit unless I don't see it. But it used to be at Macy's, right? In any case, I never liked the suits, but I was in an era that, as we know now, I didn't fit in. So I didn't understand why I had to wear these type of suits. But I was in banking. All right, doesn't really matter. Got fired from there too. You know what's so funny? I was in banking, and I had a boss that treated me like a best friend. So I think this was the first job I ever got fired at, and so she never monitored my work. And then there was this big project due, but she thought I knew my work. I thought I knew my work. And then they reamed her. They liked me so much, they threatened to fire her. I was the fuck up, not her. It doesn't matter. In any case. No, I think they're all the same. I think I'll check it, but I don't think there's any difference between spiritual and the metaphysical world. It's all encompassed. I don't think you need to separate the two. And if there was a separation, there shouldn't be now. I think metaphysical um, feels more expansive than spiritual, right? Spiritual might mean to some people back in the day, I don't know about today, the spirit world, whereas metaphysical could be the stars and astrology and Reiki. Like, it's everything. It's the whole gamut of the outer world. That's what I would think. I meant having a close community for fun and be able to say whatever you want. Oh, Patreon would let me curse, is what you're saying. Oh, interesting. Oh, hmm. I hear you, Val. Listen, Val, one thing you're going to learn about me is my first answer is always going to be no, no, that's dumb. I don't like that. The second thing you'll see me do is go, wait a minute. That's really smart. Just go with me. It's how I respond naturally to things. No, wait. Good idea. Oh, don't forget Tracy After Dark, but I forgot what the topic is now. It's a good topic. But now I forgot. But it'll be Tracy After Dark tonight. Oh, totem animals. Totem animals is tonight. Tracy After Dark, 9 p.m. Eastern. Did you guys find any totem animals? I didn't talk to you guys about the totem. I talked to it at Dashikis and Bonnets. Wait, what do you mean? Luckily, no one usually hears me go through the process. Yes, Patreon is do and say whatever. It's your own personal platform. It's okay. I usually do the same thing. Oh, okay. Thank you. I got it. Hmm. Hmm. Well, I didn't start my membership only on YouTube yet. So maybe my membership only should be Patreon. Okay. Yeah, it'll be live tonight. Okay. Yeah, because sometimes, I just want to be me. I just got to be me. But again, I'm also willing to change, right? I'm ready. I just don't want to be a Tasha K. I think she is so ugly. I just can't fathom not wanting to be better, especially for the amount of money that she makes. She could make 4 years ago she was making 35,000 a month. She's probably up to 60, 70,000. So why wouldn't you change for that kind of money? Such silliness. So she's gotten, and her followers just increase. My followers have not increased since before Trump. In fact, whenever I talk about white people, it goes down every single time. And white people, come on. You know me by now. Some of you all have been following me for years. I don't just talk about white people. I talk about black men. I talk about, I talk about, I talk about black women. Like, I talk about everybody. You know, when you're wrong, right? But white folks are so sensitive. They're like, oh, I don't like the way she's, and they just, leave me. Don't leave me, white people. That should be a book. That should be a whole YouTube. Don't leave me, white people. Stay with me. No one else is going to teach you critical race theory my way. Participate in change. If I got to change, white people, you got to change. Come on. Come on. Don't show your anger by unsubscribing to me. I'm still going to be me. I will still allow myself the freedom to tell you guys you are wrong. You are wrong. By the way, black people, I got something to tell you. The court systems are going to start changing, right? So let's talk about this, because y'all are going to have to get prepared for some shit, right? So you know how if a white kid does something bad, let's say it's like rob a house, and a black kid does something bad, the white kid gets community service. The black kid gets 10 years in jail, right? The court systems are going to start adjusting all of that, right? They're going to start looking at the fact that they are biased. So, if a white person kills and gets a year in jail, the black person kills and gets 25 years to life. They're going to start adjusting that. It's going to start to be fair across the board, meaning if a black person kills, he could get a year in jail, which happened in a case recently. Somebody accidentally, I don't know, killed this woman, and they gave him a year in jail, and the black family was upset. I have to say, you can't be upset anymore. This is exactly what we've been fighting for. That if something happens to someone and the white side gets off, sometimes probation, sometimes, whatever, why is the black person getting 60 years? So you all are going to have to adjust to a new system. You all don't like it when it happens to you. But the system has always been unfair to us. If they start adjusting the system to make it color fair, you all can't complain. I remember that nurse that plowed through the California stoplight. And I remember it hadn't been announced what really happened. But I remember the family was like, I want her to go to jail for life. But she did kill 6 people. But when I did the reading, it was not what everybody was thinking. Like people were saying, and I don't know who put this out there first. I think somebody like fucking TMZ put it out there. Like, oh, she was upset talking to her boyfriend. None of that has come out as to date. None of that. It turns out she just had mental illness. Literally blacked out. Literally had her feet on the pedal. And boom, 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 130 miles, she plowed through. So with that kind of situation, do you really want her to go away for life? Is that fair? Now, it didn't happen to me. So I don't know what they're feeling. I think in the heat of the moment, it's okay to say, I want her to go away for life, blah, 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 blah. When they start to really reveal so many things that have gone wrong to get to that moment, it was just an error after an error after, like, it's so many things that went wrong that I wouldn't want to see her get life. I'm just saying. She needs help. But, and again, right, when you get, when you have that kind of issue, right, wouldn't that make you more unhealthy and unstable? I don't know. Wouldn't it make you more unhealthy and unstable, guys? I don't know. I can't imagine doing something like that and living. But that's just me. I can't imagine. Oh, TMZ is totally racist. Totally. Did they take TMZ off the air? Do they show up on anyone's channel anymore? Sin W. Thank you. I know people doing 25 years for weed. Exactly. That's not right. And they're all black or Mexican. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Tasha has so much hate for Cardi. Look at this. Talking about, you want to talk about Cardi? She went to jail for ordering some people to get beat up for messing with her husband. She goes to court yesterday. What does the court say to her? Community service, dear. 3 months community service. Goodbye. She was sitting in court like this. Tasha K. She got ancestors. She got ancestors. You ain't got to listen to me. I know ancestral work when I see it. She got ancestors. I know ancestral work when I see it. And all the other charges were dismissed. She got some powerful motherfucking ancestors. They're powerful. Mm. 15 days or 3 months? I thought I said 3 months. Excuse me. Thank you, Tunisia. I reach everyone. I do not discriminate. I yell at everybody. Everybody. There is no racism over here. You don't have to like it, Karen. That I respect. But you could sit in it for a minute because no one has ever told you about yourself. No public person has ever told you about yourself. And it sucks to be me. I got to be the one. I'm not going to keep quiet. I have a platform. I'm not going to keep quiet. Was she wearing white that day? Was she wearing white? I didn't even notice that. I was just noticing her pretty hair. Was she was she wearing white that day? Cardi B. Oh, get out of here, Macy's. Cardi. And I mean that with love, Macy's. Cardi B. Oh, court. She was wearing white that day? Oh, you know what white means. You know what white means. You already know what white means. We got a new hashtag. We're white. Do you know that J-Lo taught P. Diddy about white? That's how he came up with the white party. J-Lo did that. You know what white means. You know. Hashtag we're white. Okay. Story of Tracy. Do you want to hear this one? I always got the story to tell you. So, you know how we talk about Nickelodeon, right? And I should really record this. I really should record my stories. All right. Story of Tracy. True story. So, oh, come on. So, my son is in Nickelodeon. All right, whatever. So, my son is in Nickelodeon, right? And the first year we were there, you know, metaphysically, I could tell something was off. Remember, I did not know that it was full of pedophiles, right? So there was this Brian Peck person. He went to jail later. Like, I didn't know, right? And you know, I saw something the other day going back to Aries Spears and Tiffany Haddish, where people are like, I would never take my, like, they were trying to blame the mom, but I was there. What you do is you take your child on an audition and then they call them in a room. And in hindsight, you don't know what they're doing in that room. In hindsight, you are outside the door, but in hindsight, anything could go on in that room. True story, right? But back in the day, this was the thing. So it didn't surprise me. Like, it didn't make me upset when Tiffany was like, I'm gonna take them for a Nickelodeon shoot, reel. That is normal. It was her friend. I'm gonna take your kids. We're gonna do a Nickelodeon room. You tell the sister to sit downstairs. You're gonna take the brother first. Those things are that pattern is normal. What happened to the boy was incestuous. That I didn't like, right? But in the business, that's normal, right? So I didn't know anything was wrong. I could only feel something was wrong. And so, what's the purpose of this story? Oh, the white. So, we went back to New York, and I went to a bruja, and I explained what was wrong, right? And I understood it now. I didn't understand it then. And I explained what was wrong. And so they did a ritual on my son. This true story. I'm just full disclosure. I don't know if you've ever been a bruja. There's things that they do. When she was done, my husband did, her husband did my son, she did me, and my sister was there. I don't know if my sister got it done. I feel like, no, I don't think my sister got it done. But in any case, Brian and I got done. When he came out, because when you do certain rituals, you see things. When he came out, he was like, I couldn't tell if he was acting. That was the thing that really bothered me. And he came out and he was like, and he's like, all eyes are on him. And I was like, yeah, he's an actor. And he was like, no, all eyes are on him. He's like, but I took the eyes off him. Now, I never told my son this. What happened, what the guy had said, and what the meaning of it was. I never told him, right? He was there for the ritual, but he didn't know. He was like, I don't know, 11, right? And so he said, I took the eyes off him. And I didn't understand that. And I was like, in my mind, he had already done the ritual. So in my mind, I'm thinking, but he's an actor. You want the eyes on him. He's an actor, right? So I'm embarrassed by the story. So lo and behold, we go back and the dynamic changed at Nickelodeon. So instead of I didn't understand it though. It's like, just respect that I didn't know. Okay, so the first year they were there, they were like, Brian. Hey, Brian, where's Brian? Brian. And I kept saying, this isn't normal. There were 10 other kids. Why was everybody Brian? But I didn't know that was I didn't know. So when he said I took the eyes off him, right? We go back and the eyes were literally off him. It was literally like, hey, Brian, come, Chelsea, come, Lisa. And I was like, what happened? I didn't know that the eyes that were on him were pedophile eyes. I didn't know. I'm just telling you guys the story. It's the story of Tracey. So when we got back, the Bruja and her husband said he can only wear white on the set. And so when we went back, that's all my baby wore was white every fucking day. And although everybody noticed, they were like, why is he wearing white all the time? I was like, it's his favorite color. He wore white for 2 years. And for 2 years, no one bothered him. I had no idea that the eyes that the guy saw was pedophile eyes. Okay. So, I'm just saying. The story of Tracey. Let me see what you guys are saying. Oh, and machetes. Oh, girl. Yeah, so I just as you taught me about that. Me and my cousin did this for prayer and got results we wanted. Be open and receptive to what they are telling you, showing you. They're definitely protecting you. Who, Bree? Are you guys talking to somebody else? You know she got community service because attorney made a deal with the judge. Also because she had money help. I don't really care, Lisa. Girl, no. You're missing the point. You're missing the point. When you do ancestry work, all the right people show up. So you can't be mad at Cardi B because she went to the Dominican Republic and did things. You can't be like, oh, she had money and this and that. All right. All right. You go ahead and believe that. And I'm going to let you know it's ancestral work. Get into it. That's the reason why I'm telling y'all this story. Ancestral work works. You can fight the powers. You can. But y'all want to believe she's spoiled and got go ahead. Go ahead. I don't care. I know work when I see it. And I did not know that she wore white the other day. Y'all go ahead and be mad at Cardi B. Y'all supposed to be mystical misfits. If y'all don't recognize ancestral work, then it's not to do with y'all. Because ancestral work is about who bothers you at your job. Ancestral work is so you can keep your job. Ancestral work is so a lot of things can happen for the greater good. All right. Since y'all want to be jealous of Cardi B, I'm going to let y'all be jealous of Cardi B. I'm telling you, ancestral work is everything. Everything. I believe it, Ryan. Oh, your mom always wears white when she's flying? And she said she doesn't know why she does it, but she has to wear all white on a plane. Just do it. That's the inner ancestral stuff that you don't even know why you're doing things. White is something that you would, yeah, when you're ministering. Yes, yes, yes. My point to you is stop being jealous of Cardi B, right? You're missing the point. I don't understand it, by the way. I just don't get it. She's a smart girl. And she uses her ancestors, and her ancestors got her back. Y'all better recognize it's time for y'all to call in your ancestors, child. You will be amazed how your ancestors come through. I know mine show up and show out. And they can work for you, but you actually have to call them in. You've got to call them in through the spiritual world. And they will be like, yes. Yes. Don't cry, sweetie. We got this. I was I remember once I was working for a hospital. I don't know if I told you guys the story. Again, the story of Tracy. And they had fired me. I got so tired of being fired. I was just being fired because I was ditzy, right? I didn't think that was fair, right? So I fought to get my job back. Had to go through a whole panel of people. Took about 3 months and meeting after meeting. When all is said and done, they really couldn't figure out why I had gotten fired. They did finally determine that it was just my supervisor who didn't hire me. She was on maternity leave, but it was a whole program in the hospital and they needed 30 unit managers. They couldn't wait for her to come back. So another nurse manager hired me. When I got back, I didn't understand racism back in the day, by the way, but I remember the look. I remember when my manager came back and she looked me up and down. That was racism. And she didn't like me from the moment she got back from maternity leave. Because she wouldn't have hired me. She would have hired somebody white, I promise you. And so she made my life a living hell. But even though she made my life a living hell, she never really had anything concrete on me. So I fought to get my job back. They finally decided that I was terminated unfairly. But part of the bylaws of the hospital is that if somebody fights to get their job back, they have to get back pay. Period. So I get my job back, and ultimately the person that made the decision was the VP of nursing. She had been there 15 years. And she also wanted me to know that it was her final decision. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you. Oh, wow. Weeks go by. I think back in the day we used to get paid weekly. Weeks go by and I don't see my back pay money. And I needed my back pay money, right? Weeks go by and I don't get my back pay money. So I went up to her and I said, I've been getting my paychecks. And I had a paycheck in my hand. And I said, I've been getting my paychecks, but it's still not showing back pay money. And she looks at the paycheck. She takes the paycheck from me, doesn't even look at it. And she goes, be grateful you have a job. And I was like, oh, okay, right. And she walked away from me. Now, I didn't know I had ancestral protection back then. I had no idea. But the vision that I got was, I was looking at her like, as she walked away, I was looking at her like, and my monsters were looking at her like, huh? I didn't know I had ancestral protection. I was young. I don't know these things. Child, I went back to work disappointed. I called my mom because she was helping to take care of my child. I'd already been separated from my husband. I was hoping to pay my mom off. It was just so sad. Of course, my mom was like, don't worry about it. Within 6 months, she was being escorted out the hospital. Ancestors. You never know who you're fucking with. So y'all could be jealous of Cardi B if you want. Ladies, that is not my problem. Y'all gonna be mad at Cardi because she has ancestors. You need to be using your ancestors. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And I did not know she was wearing white. That's a whole thing. That's a whole thing. No, Ryan, it depends. It depends, right? When you get work done, there's this thing about wearing white. And many people, when they're doing the work, will wear white, right? It's void of color. So when you're void of color, right, there's no other influences, right? So the work can be manifested better when you're void of color. Does that make sense? There you go. So are mine, by the way. Mine are very different. My ancestors, it's so bad now, they're like, you want us to handle it or you want to handle it? And I'll be like, I'll sit down. You guys do you. They're like, oh, and we're going to do it on our time. Oh, yeah, I know. I just, okay, do you. It's okay. Well, first of all, you whackheads, we don't just summon our ancestors for help. You whackheads, y'all know damn well y'all gonna summon your ancestors for all the wrong shit, right? No, that's not the way it works. But you can begin to have a relationship with your ancestors. But do you believe? There's a difference. Do you believe? Right? My faith is so strong that I could literally go out in the street and like it happened. It happened. All right. I wound up in a car accident. Right? Nothing. Walked away. Nothing. The car was totaled. Had 3 other people in the car with me. My grandson. Nothing. Not a single residual. Ancestors. But how do you call on your ancestors? It's a lot, guys. It's a lot. It's not that simple, right? Your character. You got to have good character. I'm not saying you don't. I'm saying you got to have good character. Seriously, right? I don't know how to explain it, but the character of you, it like has to start with the character of you, right? So I don't know how to explain it. It's your ancestors are always around anyway. Remember that. They're always there. But there are times when they cannot intervene on your behalf. So let's give a good example. Okay, here's a good example. You all got Facebook, right? Y'all see how sloppy Facebook is, right? Sloppy. Some of the shit that people post, they vomit. They vomit on Facebook, right? And they're my friends, but they're vomiting to their relatives. But I'm getting it to the point of what happened, right? And people say things like, okay, let's go back to the nurse. This was a good one on Facebook, and it really upset me. When people were posting on Facebook and they were like, now you're going to go to jail over a man, da 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 da. And every comment after that was agreeing with the first comment. And I was really upset because I get personal. Y'all don't know how personal I get, but I get personal. And no one knew what happened to the woman yet. The toxicology didn't come through. Nothing came through. I don't even know where the story came out, except TMZ might have lied about it initially, right? Because they're liars, right? And so I posted and I was like, wait a minute. Are you kidding me? I didn't know the real story, but I was like, are you kidding me? Most everyone has had a problem with a boyfriend or a husband, a relationship. So what if she whacked out over a relationship? Most of us whack out during a relationship. You don't go screaming in your own house. Some people have relationship problems. They take it out on their children. They wind up screaming at their babies. Because you don't have the power to handle the man that's in your house. Or you don't know how to separate a problem with your relationship and innocent children that you birthed, right? And so I said something to like just combat the energy. And somebody did say, you're right, Tracy. And I was like, I don't understand the anger from everyone that's pretending like they've never had a relationship issue that has gone left and you have lost your mind. There is a point in every relationship where we lose our mind temporarily, but it's still there. In her case, she was behind the wheel. Turns out the story wasn't even true. So, if you want your ancestors to be there for you, you have to be there for you first. You have to recognize that the things that you're saying, the way you're producing, the unkind words, the lack of assistance, Black women don't protect Black women, and you want your ancestors to be all about you. Okay. Different degrees of care. I know my ancestors are about me because I try to be fair in everything that I do, but it was practice. I didn't get to the age of Bruno without having to have failed at it to then know better next time at the age of Bruno. And for my ancestors to even know she's having a human experience, she's going to get there. Let's protect her because we know the end of the line with her. She doesn't. So she's having a human experience and she failed. She won't fail the next time. But that's because I've been on a personal journey all by myself, augmenting what my human experience looks like, you know? You guys don't remember because I haven't been talking about her, but there's this woman that reminds me of my sister here, right? Oh my God. Every time I see this woman, she asks for money. Every time I tell God, she's going to ask for money. But I got to go into the store. And I go, God, she's going to ask for money. I always hear God say, and? Oh my God. Okay. Sure enough, I get to the front and she goes, Mama. She goes, Mama, 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 I've been eating, Mama, I've been eating. She lies all the time. And I always say to her, what do you want? Mama, I just want, Mama. And I was like, I do know. How much? Mama, $5. Oh, I got $5 for you, right? So I go buy something, take cash out, give her $5. But this happens every mother working time. I'm sick of it, right? It is so bad that now I don't go to that supermarket. I'd rather get on the taxi and go to a supermarket down ways to avoid giving $5, right? The other day, I was in the supermarket. She needed money. I came out to give her the money, but the cops were there. And she was waving a knife. And I was watching the whole thing. I was dying. I was like, Lord have mercy, this woman. This woman. So again, I avoid the supermarket for about 2 weeks. But I was there Wednesday. And she goes, Mama, Mama, you see the cops tried to take me. And I was like, yeah. I giggled. I was like, yeah. And she goes, Mama, I didn't do nothing. I was like, well, you were waving that knife. And I was like, you didn't see the cop. But you put the knife down. The cop came behind you, picked up the knife, and kept moving. And she goes, I know she took my knife. She took my knife, but that's okay because I brought another knife. I mean, I'm only telling you this story because I don't judge her, right? Because I could judge her. She's annoying. She's kind of comical too. And I watched the whole thing and I was like, oh my God, she's waving a knife and the cop is right behind her. And the cop didn't do anything. Out here, the cops are cool. The cops didn't do anything. They just let her wave the knife. And then she put the knife down. The cop never went over to her. She went over to the knife, picked the knife up, and went into the supermarket. I was like, this is some shit out here. So I say that to say, if you watch the action of the cop, that's ancestry energy. Like that cop is going to be protected because she didn't bother to take the woman down. It would have been easy to take her down. She was wailing and acting crazy, but she's known in the neighborhood. So why would you do that? My point to you is, I've got this lady here. I don't know who this lady is. I don't know if this lady is my ancestor. I don't know if I'm being tested every day. I don't play with my ancestors. I'm like, oh, all right. How much you need? And half the time she ain't broke. She ain't broke. They tell me she gets a monthly check. She's not broke. I would take a picture of her, but I don't want you all to make fun of her. Because I'm telling you, comedy. Her look is comedy. She's comedy. All right. Did I talk enough, guys? The story of Tracey. This is such, no. Thank you, sweetie. I honor that coming from you. I honor that. This is such good teaching, Tracey. Girl, you are blessing me this morning. Really? Characters, everything. Your character is everything. So, if you want to do ancestry work, how do you call on your ancestors? Operate better. That's really hard. Operate better. Stop yelling at your damn children for no reason. And when your young girls start to grow up and look kind of sexy, don't be jealous of your own daughters. I'm not saying everybody does that, but I'm saying the components are there. I don't even know when I cursed, Angel. Thank you. Different degrees of care. This is sound wisdom and knowledge. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Boom. Yes. Thank you, guys. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Well, here's what I learned, but I can teach you guys later. Um, yes, your ancestors have a name. Not necessarily the government names, right? I have found out, but I had to go under. I have found out that my ancestors' names are plethora. Plethora. I thought plethora was the name of one of the ancestors. It turns out plethora is an abundance of ancestors, but I didn't understand that. So there's a lot of ancestors that roam around me, a lot. On immediate family members, right? When I went home this time, last year to pack up, the last thing I did before I closed the door is I said to my dad, stay here and watch over the place. I'll be back. Not only did I believe my dad was there, I knew he was there. I could feel him. I could see him sitting on the sofa, right? So I know they partied in my place while I was away. I know they partied, right? It was empty. All the spirits could come. I already knew they partied in this place, right? I got a tea leaf reading. And the tea leaf is Monica. Did I ever tell you guys about Monica? I got a tea leaf reading, and Monica said, your dad is waiting for you there. And I was like, oh my God, Monica. Thank you for the validation. And I told her how the last thing I did before I closed the door, I can still visualize it, as I said, Dad, watch over this place. I'll be back. Oh my God, that word plethora. But you know how I got it? I got it as plethora. That's how I got it. I didn't understand it was the word plethora. I got plethora. I used to say that all the time when I was young because I loved the way it sounded. Right, it is a beautiful sounding word. I totally agree. All right. The story of Tracey. I'm going to start recording these things. All right. I got to do my job. So she wore white. Oh my God. You guys, I didn't even notice that. That's very interesting. Very interesting. So I favor Cardi. I do. Sorry to say that. I know Black women have a problem with Cardi, and I do understand that Cardi did call Black women out their face. I do understand that. I want you to know I get it. I'm giving her room to change. Okay? I'm giving her room to change. And I think she has changed immensely. Oh, I believe that. So my son also has the gift, right? But he has the gift in a different way. He actually sees the spirits. So the spirits had gone away for a while. Hold on. The spirits had gone away. And all through his teenage years, the spirits went away. And I think, like, I don't think he saw the spirits from 16 on. And I think the last time I spoke to him, he might have been about 28 about it, about the spirits. And he said, they're back. And I said, who? And he goes, the spirits. And I said, oh. I was like, how are you feeling? Did you release them? And he said, no, I'm okay that they're back. I get it now. And I was like, oh, good, good. Yeah, because you need to know that they'll always be there to help you. And then we were sitting in a car together. He was driving. And I was like, what are they doing? And he goes, they just show up in my car. I was like, what? He's like, Mom, they're always in the back seat. He's like, I'll look in the mirror and damn, there'll be somebody there. And he doesn't necessarily get his ancestors. He gets any spirit. He gets people in period pieces. So this will be 1920s, top hat, 1800s. He's always getting people that have period clothing on. So yes, Tunisia, my grandmother showed up to drive with me in the first car that I brought, and I felt it. You did. You're right. All of it. All right. Oh, child. This was a long, for somebody that started late. Let me do my job. Let's see what's going on for today. Oh, so much to tell you. Turns out China doesn't want to help Putin. Putin went to bake China. China does not want to help Putin. Didn't I say that? I was like, how's China going to help Putin and give him stuff when China wants to take over Taiwan? That doesn't make sense to me. China does not want to help Putin. I heard that today. 5 things to know for September 6th. Mar-a-Lago, Alaska. Alaska. Alaska is close to Russia, guys. Y'all think America can't get hit by Putin? Alaska, which is a state, is close to Russia. Ukraine, same-sex marriage, and Mars. Oh my God, Mars? What's Mars doing in here? All right, let's do this real quick. Mar-a-Lago. Oh, a special master, third party. It got approved. The judge. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Trump got a special master. Over it. Let me put this down. Alaska storm. There's a storm in Alaska? Alaska is bracing for what has been described by forecasters as the strongest storm to impact the state in more than a decade. Guys, California got hurricanes. Alaska's getting a storm. The Nevada got the worst monsoon ever, and the Midwest, Yellowstone Park, it's terrible out there. The system, the remnants of Typhoon Merkbach, is expected to bring hurricane force winds, wow, torrential rain, and it's no an enormous waves for Alaska's west coast today and this weekend. They're getting hurricane type wind. We're getting a hurricane here. Oh my goodness. California had hurricane last week. Oh my goodness. All right. Oh my God. Okay. Ukraine. Ukraine authorities have found 440 graves at a mass burial site recently recaptured from Russian soldiers. That's so sad. 440? Ukraine's defense minister said on Twitter today, "We want the world to know what is happening and what the Russian occupation has led." Oh my God. All right. I'm so. New images showed alleged mass burial. I don't know. Something about this doesn't seem right. That's what the mass, but why put crosses? Like, why would Putin have enough money to put wooden crosses? And why would the soldiers bury each one individually? A mass graves mean, oh God, I'm stuttering. A mass grave would mean bodies on top of bodies on top of bodies. That's what a mass grave means. There are some things that are coming out that I'm not 100% believing. And I don't believe that soldiers took the time out to do all of this. I need to hear from a soldier personally that was there. I don't know if I'm believing this. New images showed alleged mass burial site in Ukraine. That's a lot of digging up. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I don't know. Same-sex marriage. The Senate will not vote on same-sex marriage legislation today until after November elections. What is this? A move that could make it more likely the bill will ultimately pass the chamber. On that bill that will codify. Oh, they want to codify same-sex marriage so that no one can ever take it away. That's what I think it is. All right, I'm over it. We'll look at it again after the election. Mars. NASA Perseverance rover has collected some of the most important samples yet to date on its mission to determine if life ever existed on Mars. A few of the recently collected samples, including organic matter, indicating a crater-like once held a lake that was potentially habitable 3.5 billion years ago. Whatever. President Biden will meet the families of Brittany Griner and Paul Whelan at the White House today. So they're still working on Brittany's release, guys. Nick Cannon welcomes his 9th child, and there's a 10th child on the way. Oh, it's time for the quiz, but I'm kind of tired. Do you guys want to do the quiz? I'm kind of tired. I forgot today was Friday. I like to do the quiz on Fridays, but I'm kind of tired today. And I still got to do dashikis and bonnets. So I think I'll skip the quiz today. And I'll come back later to do the quiz. Is that okay with you guys? I need to woosah a little bit. Woosah, 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 woosah. Yes, we can do it later. Thank you, Jesse. Oh my God, thank you. I'll do it later. I got to come back to do dashikis and bonnets. I'm already late. So I'll be back in 15 minutes to do dashikis and bonnets. That's fine. Perfect. That's fine. But come back so that we could do the test. I'll post it. So look at the time that I'm going to do the test, our weekly test. It's so much fun. All right. I love you guys. Take a break. Thank you. I love you guys. Yes, we can do it later. Oh, you guys are so sweet. I love you guys. I love you. Thank you. Tracy After Dark, 9 p.m. Okay? Come join me. And the topic is going to be totem animals. What are your totem animals? That means what insect, bug, or animal keeps showing up in your life. All right? All right, guys. Love you too. Take it easy. Bye.
Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey